Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Vagrus The Riven Realms. We are picking up right after, I assume, defeating everybody in the Ember Mines, but we're about to find out how things shake out. Decurion Malice and Decanus Bane stand side by side. Both appear visibly battered and beaten. Looking around, you can see that the battle has taken its toll upon everyone. "Knew you'd come through," Bane comments simply, a subtle grin flourishing behind his helm. "Got them bastards," Malice puts in. "Even the bloody gnaw went down hard like. Reckon we got Marcus to thank, all of us." There are murmurs of agreement among the other hollow men present. Whatever your own beliefs, you can appreciate the sentiment. Decanus Bane brings his brethren and your crew together with haste, and then thanks his men individually, assisting where needed, tending to the many wounded. "So what happened down there, boss? You see some of the skull effers or what?" Decurion Malice asks. You regale the hollow men with the tales of what you found in the Crimson Skull's lair, the interesting, the horrific, and the sickening. What you bore witness to is not something anyone would likely forget. Effigies of blood and sadistically mounted bone, human sacrifice and cannibalism on a scale unimaginable, and of course the depravity and madness of both the Burners and the Raptors. "Sounds like a bloody riot, mate," Malice responds. Afterward, you address Decanus Bane directly. He is in charge, after all, asking him what the Hollow Men's plans are for the mines. "Many have fallen, but you are victorious. Surely the Ember Mines will prove a powerful landmark to hold." "Most certainly. It'll take us a while to set up here, and we'll not be able to venture down below for a long time. But we're here to stay. And listen, we'll need a little time to set up, but we reckon you come back and take part in the spoils yourself. We've got some gear that's perfect for it," he says before gesturing to his comrade. "Have the boys bring the gear, Malice." Before long, several hollow men are hauling forth a slew of grappling hooks and crampons, which will surely come in handy. Oh, it's the climbing gear I wanted, like, 2 episodes ago. You thank them both. Malice gives a grunt of respect, while Bane responds with words. "Don't mention it. Least we could do, I say. Now report back to the Praetorian. I'm sure he'll be pleased to hear of our victory. Thank you, friend, for standing with me against the darkness again," he says before nodding with respect. As he walks away, he glances back for a moment. "You know, after Ember Town, I never had any doubts." When you go to address the crew, Lathra walks up to you from within your ranks. Climbing gear. Oh, plus insight. As he approaches, Lathra wears the kind of smile only victory can inspire in a warrior. "The Comitatus was formidable, Vagrus." Oh wait, this is the guy talking to me. "The Comitatus was formidable, Vagrus, and I'm pleased to have fought alongside you and your companions. Victory is sweet," he adds before leaning forward to embrace you in a soldierly fashion. You do not reject the embrace. Such moments are rare, and the ex-Iron Guard soldier clearly holds this moment in his heart. Afterward, you ask Lathra what he will do now. "Gonna stick around," he says. "Lot of work to be done here, and the boys are saying I might fit to have some kind of command at the Ember Mines. Seems fitting, don't you think? Somehow these bastards seem more honorable than some members of the Iron Guard," he offers, a wry grin forming on his lips. In the spirit of the conversation, you tell him that you were glad to have the warrior alongside you and your companions. His assistance in the fight was invaluable. He positively beams. Honestly, it was nice having another tank in the front. "By the gods and on my honor, it was a pleasure. As I said, when your companions brought me low, I was down and out, but what happened today is, in my eyes, redemption. I thank you, Vagrus. May the gods be with you and your comitatus." With words and thanks exchanged, you look around and see that many are still assisting the wounded and injured. The comitatus will need to hear from their Vagrus, so you bid Lathra farewell and shift your mind to your duties. He departs and you gather your crew to address them. Today was a hard day. The assault was brutal and unrelenting, and for their part in the operation, most if not all of the crew need thanks. You move among them at first, addressing them individually despite the fact that they are gathered. Everyone will remember what you have to say this way. Then, you speak to them as a group. You talk of the Crimson Skull's routing and the cleansing conflagration and the Raptors. All proved a menace, but perhaps most convincingly of all, the Comitatus defeated the infamous Gnaw, a feat almost deserving of high praise. Oh, most deserving of high praise. The crew are pleased, and despite your losses, there is a mood and spirit in the Comitatus which carries an overwhelming sense of triumph and prosperity moving forward, whatever licks you have taken. The crew and your companions will need to rest and recover, but the day is won, and you should be proud of this fact. You are one step closer to establishing dominance in the region for your allies, having secured a site of prosperity and strategic advantage. Now, you only need to be careful of what likely still lurks in the mine's depths. The Gnaw were beaten back, the vermin-like predators extinguished like pitiful insects, but there must be more of them down below. This, you decide, is a fact that everyone should remember, including your allies. Eventually, you return topside and secure the cargo you left behind. With affairs at a close and the Comitatus able to move out at your behest, it is time to make a move. Okay, well, how much food do we have? Oh, we got 16 days. That's totally fine. We lost one slave and one fighter. We had hired a fighter, though, so really we just lost this guy, unfortunately. But I think we just head back to... Well, we could visit the camp. Okay, they haven't set anything up yet. Let's head back to our allies. Want to get my vigor back up. You lose vigor is the one stat that I think might be the most important in the game. Because you lose it when you're in fights, and if you run out of it, you can't move very fast. So, I mean, all the stats in the game are important. If you lose any of the stats, you're in trouble. But to me, the vigor is the most important one for sure. Which does make it a little rough that you can only get 8 vigor because of hauling litters. But we do have it. Oh, duh! I totally forgot. We should put the climbing gear on. Except, what is that? Here. Ah! Max movement active while in mountaineering mode. Generates vigor with a 10% chance. Oh, I don't know if I like that as much though. Although you could put it on miscellaneous actually. So you can do both. Oh, I see. Well. I think we take the looking glass off and then we throw the climbing gear on then, because now our march is up to 4 and we have a high chance of generating our own vigor, because you can generate 20 vigor. You have a 10% chance to vigor. That's a 30% chance to generate vigor, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty good. Oh, dude, and we have the... Oh, that's really good. Now we have the actual opportunity to use our ability to convert March into movement points. I totally forgot I even had that ability. I've never used it in the mountains because I didn't have enough max March. That's super. That's actually awesome. I'm glad that I can use the gear and the ropes at the same time. In we go. Explore the bastion. Let's go find the Evocatus here. I'm not level 4 yet. What? Hold up. All right, let's go talk to the Praetorian here. Or sorry. Yes, to the war room. Yes, to tell him about our victory in the Ember Mines. Oh, something I did off camera that honestly, like, it was fine, but there wasn't a whole lot of story interest in it, is the Praetorian asked me to go rescue the Watchman's Scar, which is like a tower that they have in the mountains. I literally like walked over there, killed some enemies, they said good job, and then I turned back. So I decided not to record it because it wasn't all that interesting. But I did do that off camera. We will inform him of our victory in the mines. A grin takes the form but towards the Praetorian's ominous mask. Praise old hand Marcus, he begins, but what of Decanus Bane and Decurion Malice? Did they survive the assault unscathed? Oh, I wonder if we had pittered around with exploring the caves, if both of those guys might have been killed or something like that. You tell him that both men are alive and well, though they bear the scars one would expect from such a hard-fought campaign. Superb. And what of the burners and the cannibals? Have they been routed? He asks. You begin regaling him with the tale of your victory. Indeed, both the cleansing conflagration and the crimson skull were brought low, but due to your encounter with the infamous Gnaw, paths to the depths had to be cut off. The Gnaw, you explain, nearly led to the demise of your combined force. Cutting off or decoupling the scaffolding leading below allowed you the time and strategic advantage to triumph. I see, he remarks coolly before resuming. New paths below can be forged, new scaffolding built. In time, our foothold will strengthen. Indeed, your crew and comitatus have put the impossible within grasp. While with the mines secured, we consider the next of our plans, truly cementing the Hollow Men's presence across these lands. For a long few moments, the Praetorian falls silent. You realize that he is contemplating or strategizing. You prompt the muscular warrior, asking him what is on his mind. To create a full stratagem, it will take some time. In some ways, our next move is simple. We must take the Hollow King back. It is our rightful stronghold. These matters will need to be discussed with all ranking Hollow Men present, he says before hastily adding, There's no sense in merely speaking amongst ourselves, even if we trust your prowess by now. He takes a deep breath. Return to me when you are ready to begin the assault, and please, Vagrus, take time to rest. The raptors may be deluded, but they are a threat to be reckoned with. Remember that. The silence that follows informs you that the Praetorian is done speaking on the subject for the time being. Other gangs? The Praetorian's mask hides his visage as he considers your question, so for a few moments you cannot glean what he is thinking. The most brutal of the gangs is still at large, it is true. With the council of those you see here in the war room, a plan was formulated a while ago, but we haven't acted upon it yet. In fact, we now seek your agreement to undertake it. When you do, we can begin discussing the details of bringing the fight to the enemy. So Vagrus, are you ready to commit? Are these two different things? It looks like these are the same thing. I don't know why they're different. But I would like to go to the Avocadus and buy... Why can't I buy these? Oh, it's because this is level 5 now. Ooh, wait a minute. There's new stuff here. Hold on. Ooh, the Durg rune. A runic relic they took from the Sons of the Mountain. Accuracy, initiative, block, and resolute. Sure, I'll buy that. And then the beast trapping nets they took from the Wasteland Stalkers. Capture damage in crew combat, chase, scout damage, scout combat strength. And it is, what kind of equipment is this? Offensive arms outpost. It's weird, but I'll buy it because it's interesting. Okay, and then we still need the auxiliary spades. Okay. Well, let's go back to the Comitatus real quick. Curious about what we just picked up. So the one was arms. Yeah, beast trapping nets. So we could put that where the hunting animals are. But only the scout combat strength is only active while beasts. So that's defense. Not many great options as far as defense goes. I definitely don't want to replace our arms with beast nets. That's crazy. I still think the hunting animals are better. Although we could do it like this, which would be interesting. Interesting. Okay. And then what was the other thing? It was the rune, which we could give to a companion, but I think that's fine. I do want to get more supplies real quick here. I'm going to sell this bone and then fill up on this scrap metal. Okay. Let's go. What are we at as far as reputation goes? 122 away. We're pretty close, but not quite there. Okay, let's go back and talk to the Praetorian. We are ready for the third and final stage of the Hollow Men's plans. He mentioned it when you returned from the Ember Mines. The Praetorian gives you a good once-over, as if to suggest you might want to take a moment before he begins to getting into the plans. You nod subtly in confirmation. This is all the masked and muscle warrior needs. When he is ready, he moves several miniatures onto the board. We're going to play Warhammer, each of them representing different forces. They are crude implements, but they are distinct. You judge them to be small carvings. One depicts a helmed warrior, sword drawn, while others depict beasts of men. They are undoubtedly the raptors. Finally, there is a creature. Its mass, thick and scaled, its body that of a reptile. It is familiar somehow. Is it a dragon? We'll need to distract the We will need to distract the raptors if we are to take the Hollow King, he says, pointing at the war map. Here is where they are held up, while due east, he moves his finger. This is where the Hollow Men will gather. He positions his warrior carving east of the Hollow King at the base of a low mountain. But perhaps more importantly, we will need to be careful in our planning to draw them out. That's where you come in, Vagrus, he says, shifting the reptilian creature far north of the Hollow King, northeast of the Great Stairs. According to my scouts, fine warriors and hunters, all basilisks dwell in these lands. You must go there, wrangle one of the beasts, and bring it south. And do not tarry, friend, for our forces will be southeast, waiting between rubble and low crags of the mountain. You ask him if he should bring the basilisk to their forces at the base of the mountain. No, this is the heart of the stratagem. You must tie it up due north of the king. There, the raptors will come for it. This is a wild plan. You assuage any fears he might have, to assuage any fears he might have, you repeat the plan back to him. First, you will wrangle a basilisk in the far north, then you will travel south, tying the beast up slightly north of the Hollow King. Finally, you will rendezvous with the Hollow Men's forces at the base of the mountain, due east of the king, where the assault will begin. Good, but one further detail. We will only move when the raptors send an auxiliary force to the basilisk. The key is to break their forces apart, as they are many and we are few. Observe, he says when he lifts a carving of a rat-masked man and moves it from the Hollow King to the north. Afterward, he pulls down the basilisk carving and puts it in the same place. While the raptor's auxiliary force will be looking at the creature, we will attack, our forces combined at the steps that lead to the king's heart. Divided and undisciplined, we will crush them with determination, strategy, resilience, and planning. Now tell me, Vagrus, are you prepared? The Praetorian seems to be sizing you up once more, so you tell him that you are. When you elect to capture the basilisk, it will all begin. It is crucial that you move to immediately confine the basilisk once you have taken it. Doing so will not be easy. You will need spare supplies, at least 4 scouts, and ample beast lures. And of course, you must have some sense of hunting. The basilisk is an elusive creature, and you will need expertise to avoid its gaze. Do whatever you can to blind the creature. This will be crucial. When you leave, we will have a group of scouts track you. Once the beast has been caught, rendezvous with them, and they will inform our forward guard that it is time for the Hollow Men's armies to get in position. Marcus willing, we will be ready to move as soon as you drop off the basilisk. Afterward, we need only wait at the foot of the eastern mountains. When the raptors send their auxiliary force, we'll know it is time to move out, he concludes, satisfied. Any questions? You tell the Hollow Men's leader that his breakdown covers everything succinctly. Good, then make haste. The faster we move on this, the more foolproof our strategy will prove, he says simply. Now, was there something else? Well, we need to find beast lures, because I have used all of them that I had. They want me to eliminate the rest of the gangs. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, well, let's see. We commit to the task of eradicating the enemy gangs. Excellent, the Praetorian says with a crisp timbre. Men of the war room, gather round. The time has come to discuss the demise of the man-eaters, the burners, and the raptors. About bloody time. Domine, a man you recognize as Centurion Bulwark, says. You move forward and stand above the stone slab. That is the map of Varnarud. Small figurines are placed at various locales, and you can see some already, most notably at the Ember Mines. The other Hollow Men present crowd around the map too, and the Praetorian points to the fallen tower most known to the northeast of the bastion. The Crimson Skull here is a sore in our eyes ever since they took the place. Their sickly hold on the region cannot be pried away without kicking them out of there for good. We are not ready for an all-out assault yet, but it is our hope that you will change that fact. Delve into the tower's bowels, Vagrus, cull the ranks of the skull that fester within, explore its layout. When the task is complete, return to the war room. I will send a detachment of soldiers there, and you can initiate the assault alongside them. Clear? You tell them that it is, and the other hollow men present salute you. The respect they have for you and your komes is crystal clear. Next are the burners, the Praetorian goes on, and if there's one thing we have learned about them, it is that their high priests are essential in their hierarchy. There are multiple priests in different locations, but the most prolific can be found in their village at the foot of Barak Zar. Unfortunately, our lookouts reported some time ago that they rarely see this high priest, so we are largely unaware of his movements. The men at the Watchman's Scar are to be questioned in person. They are a vigilant lot, and they watch the conflagration village constantly. Speak to them and see how you can assassinate this high priest efficiently. Without them, as with our earlier crushing victory over them, the cleansing conflagration will loosen its grip on the south. You tell him that you shall, and then ask about the raptors. When the raptors attack, we thought them to be base, primitive creatures, and while there is some truth to this belief, that is not the entirety of it. There's a champion among their ranks, a warrior that is said to have slain a dragon. Whether or not it is true, it matters not. Trouble is that the man is usually hidden from prying eyes. You must draw him out and best him to break the raptor's will. If our reports are to be believed, he desires a particular trophy, the tail spike of a legendary basilisk. You ask him where you might find such a trophy and how might it be possible. Basilisks are hardly common even in Varnarud. Indeed, the masked leader agrees, and this basilisk is unique among its kind. It can be found in Doomgarak. To locate it, you must speak to the denizens of that ancient fastness. To learn where it makes its lair inside the mountain hold, hunt and kill it, and then take the trophy to the raptor's old challenge stone in northern Varnarud. Here, he says, pointing to the Varnarud's northern reaches on the stone slab. It is near the ancient dwarven road, now broken and hardly recognizable, but still lined by gigantic monoliths. Do you see it, Vagrus? The challenge stone is near this area, the Praetorian specifies. You confirm, but continue by asking what it is you will do when you are there. The raptor's champion will emerge, we believe, once the tail spike of its desired prey is displayed, and you will challenge him with your own champion. If you are victorious, and I'm sure you will be, the will of the raptors will be broken. Just for good measure, make them swear that they will pull back if you can beat the hunter. Get to work on these tasks at once. We cannot be sure when or how the gangs will retaliate for our efforts at the Emperor Mines. It could be never, and it could be tomorrow. Thus, you must act decisively. This is the opportunity to strike them down for good. You consider, if only for a moment, your next move. I think we're good. Let's get another fighter here. And then I think I'll pause the episode here. It's going to be a bit of a shorter one, but what I'd like to do is look for beast lures somewhere. Whether it's here with like maybe the orcs, or if I can still talk to the hunters at the Forum of Trophies. I don't think I can because I have negative 1,000 reputation with them. I'm a nemesis, which I assume means we are hated. But I'm gonna try and find beast lures so we can figure that out, and then I will bring us back with either attacking one of these places, or maybe we'll go after the basilisk here to return to the Hollow King. Maybe that way we could get another location that we could refuel at and rest at. I'll mess around off camera, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, kind of an exposition heavy one. But if you did enjoy the episode, please click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of Vagrus The Riven Realms or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications on so you know when the next videos go live. But until next time, everyone, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye, everybody.